Trash talk is a huge part of being a fighter. This means if you are going to become a boxer, then you have to be able to trash talk your opponents and take some from them as well. However, we often see fighters who are great at trash talk but can't keep up the energy once they get in the ring. Honestly, nothing is as satisfying as seeing these guys get knocked out cold after running their mouth or taunting their opponent. Thankfully, all of these were caught on camera, and so in today's video, we will look at 10 different moments when cocky fighters get destroyed. Let's get straight into it. Number 1. Bloody Showboater. If you are ever going to showboat during a match, you should at least be able to defend yourself and win that fight. But this guy with the chest tattoo didn't get that message. He began by making gestures at his opponent and even started dancing around while his opponent was on the ground. But soon, karma struck, and now he was on the ground getting pounded to a pulp. His opponent, on the other hand, didn't seem like he was going to stop the attack as he continued throwing jab after jab. But I guess that is what you get for mistaking a boxing ring for a circus ground. Number 2. TKO. At the beginning of this match, this guy in the black shorts was convinced in the first few minutes that he had this fight locked in. His confidence and attitude were on high, even to the point of threatening his opponent. But unfortunately, that only lasted for a few seconds as his opponent in the yellow shorts took over the match. Black shorts guy could barely take the weight of the beating as he found himself stuck between the cage and his opponent, with blows coming from every direction. We can only imagine how many times the room turned dark in his eyes. Number 3. Loudmouth. With the energy and anger the lady in the black shirt had while getting into the cage, no one would have expected this fight to end the way it did. Before the start of the match, she made sure to let her opponent know all that would go down once she stepped into the cage. She continued to run her mouth even after getting into the ring. And what was her opponent's response? Well, she just stood there like she had watched this show before and knew just how it was going to end. Apparently, the lady in the black shirt had talked out all the skills she was supposed to use to fight. At the start of the match, it seemed like she got it all covered until a few minutes later, she could barely land a punch or even a kick. Her opponent, on the other hand, was ready to teach her some manners. From leg kicks to body kicks and repeated jabs, all the lady in the black shirt could do was put up a defense till the referee had no choice but to step in. I guess that would teach her to keep her mouth shut next time. Number 4. Humbled Dominator. When asked how he thought the match was going to end, the guy in red gloves was very quick to say he was going to dominate. But I guess we all have different ideas about dominating. At the start of the match, he was quick with dodging the attacks from his opponent and could barely lock a solid hit. All of it went by really fast as his opponent continued to throw jabs without allowing any breathing space. And soon, the guy in the red gloves got a pretty bad hit that pushed him to the corner and down to the ground. It was so bad, he couldn't even make the count and just remained there. So much for dominating. Number 5. No escape. Acting all silly is what you do in front of a baby, not when you need to be fighting a match. But this guy in red shorts thought otherwise. He staggered and even pouted at his opponent, probably to show how unbothered about the fight he was. His opponent, on the other hand, had had enough of this clownery and attacked with full force. At this point, the red shorts guy knows he's supposed to fight back, but nothing he does is enough to match the jabs from his opponent. In no time, he is on the ground holding on to his opponent, but that turns out to be a huge mistake. Soon, his opponent in blue takes the chance and holds him in a body lock till he finally taps out. Now that is exactly what you get for thinking everyone is your toddler. Number 6. Humbled by a 19-year-old. During the face-offs, this boxer in the blue shorts thought it was a wise decision to show off his strengths to the 19-year-old by pushing him by the chest. If this was his attempt at intimidating the young man, then he did a terrible job. By the time these two got into the ring, the young 19-year-old showed him just how much age didn't mean a thing. It took just one left hook to have the fighter in blue shorts out cold on the ground by a 19-year-old. Number 7, go to sleep. You better be careful who you taunt, especially when you are in a steel cage. That was one advice this guy in red shorts didn't get before getting into the cage. From sticking out his tongue to acting like the hits weren't getting to him, nothing prepared him for what was going to happen next. In just a matter of seconds, his opponent took advantage of his defenseless opponent and delivered 2 right jabs, with the second sending him straight to sleep. Hopefully, he'll be able to remember this experience when he wakes up. There is indeed a thin line between confidence and folly. Number 8, 3-on-4. This was indeed a case of the more the merrier, because these 3 men sure had a lot of fun schooling their opponents. The first fighters go head-to-head, but the man in black shorts doesn't seem to have a lot of time to spare. Almost immediately, he delivers a left hook, sending his opponent straight to the ground, not once, but twice in a row. He goes against his next opponent from the red team and once again delivers a takedown in seconds. Then there is the third opponent, who seemed pretty skilled at the start, throwing a few punches. But that's not enough to miss that left hook that sends him straight to the ground. For the final opponent, a switch is made on the black team, and this fight takes just seconds. The man in black shorts delivers a solid left hook, which is followed by a body kick that sends his opponent to the ground. You can't tell me these men didn't have fun destroying their opponents. I mean, look at their faces. Number 9, Sparring KO. A little backstory. The guy in white came into the ring claiming to be an amateur and decided to have a sparring session with the man in black. And so, to prove a point, the man in black thought it'd be a bright idea not to put up a defense. But unfortunately, that didn't work out so well for him. The guy in white showed off some incredible skill and didn't hesitate to serve several punches. And finally, he ended it with a left jab which knocked his sparring partner out cold. This proud road is one he'll never take again. And to you, make sure to always put up a defense, because if they say they don't know too much, they know more than enough to take you out. Number 10, drop to the ground. And at number 10, we have these 2 fighters going in hard at each other. But I guess the guy on the right didn't pay so much attention to the black belt on his opponent's waist and decided to go for it. That, however, didn't work out too well for him, because just a few seconds in, his black belt sent him straight to his knees with a right hook. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad, as he was able to get back on his feet. But that should teach him never to overestimate, especially against a black belt, because the end is just going to be the same. You'll have to pay. That is all we have for you today. We really do hope you enjoyed these clips of when cocky fighters get destroyed. If you did, do well to knock out that like button and let us know which of these moments was your favorite. And for more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell while you're at it so you never miss an upload. And we will see you in the next video.